Okay, so today, guys, I'm gonna be reviewing some YouTube shorts, and then you're gonna say in the comments which ones are better, mine or Thomas's. See, Thomas doesn't have regular YouTube. He has kids YouTube, so he doesn't have shorts. So I'm gonna let him go on my computer, or maybe let him go on something so he can do it. So I'm gonna do mine first. I'm already in, and I'm just getting ready. Okay, guys. So let's.
Biting, scratching, hair pulling, you name it. Our parents knew all about it, but because
My name is Emmett, and my talent is I can translate anything you say into Gen Z.
You're the Gen Z translator.
Yeah.
Should I give you something to translate?
Yeah.
The weather is amazing today.
The weather is not Ohio today.
The weather is not Ohio. How do you say, I went outside today and I wanted to go hang out with my friends, but they were all busy.
I went outside to touch grass, but my friends were too busy grinding Fortnite.
I was with my friend at a party and he tried to talk to this girl, but she wasn't into him.
My friend tried to rizz up a girl, but she wasn't feeling the rizz.
That is a new talent. It's nothing we've seen before. And I'm impressed, and I think people watching are gonna like it too. If you guys want Emmett to win, comment down below.
Vote for me, because if you don't, you're not true Sigma, and no one will try to rizz you up at school. My name is Emmett, and my talent is I can translate anything you say into Gen Z.
This is called a kill stick, and while it doesn't seem like much, it'll fry most technology you plug it into. So, for educational purposes, let me demonstrate on my old laptop. But disclaimer, these are against the law to use on anyone else's device, so don't. Now, the stick works by plugging it into a USB port, then it draws energy from that device to charge itself up and shoots high voltage electricity back into the device to completely fry the internal hardware. So if you don't want people looking through your old computer, this might do the trick. This is called a kill stick.
Okay, today we're gonna play a game of Would You Rather. I asked these same questions on my Instagram a couple days ago, so see if your answers are the same as everybody else's. Would you rather find out that your best friend kissed the person that you like, or find out that your best friend stole $100 from you? Would you rather never be able to see your ex ever again, or have to see them every day? Would you rather poop a little bit every time you fart, or never find love? Would you rather have your partner cheat on you but you never find out, or think that your partner cheated on you but you actually
Yeah, was there mail in there?
Would you rather eat 3 raw eggs or 1 raw hamburger?
No. What number is
Okay,
Grandma's
just a couple more
mailbox?
left. Would you rather...
What's the one single joke that demolished your friendship? My best friend Sarah loved playing matchmaker. She was always trying to set me up with guys, even though I kept telling her I wasn't ready after my last breakup. One day she texted our group chat about this amazing guy she'd met at work who'd be perfect for me. She wouldn't stop talking about how cute and funny he was. After weeks of pressure, I finally agreed to a blind date. I spent hours getting ready. New dress, hair done, the works. When I walked into the restaurant, I saw Sarah and our other friends hiding behind menus at a corner table, giggling. Turns out there was no guy. Sarah had set up a fake dating profile and been chatting with me for weeks, pretending to be this perfect match. She thought it would be hilarious to film my reaction when no one showed up. I stood there for a minute, watching them laugh. Then I walked over, placed my water glass carefully on their table, and said, "Congratulations, Sarah. You just made a viral video about what a terrible friend looks like." I posted the whole story on social media that night, including screenshots of her messages. The next day, she was crying about how I'd ruined her reputation. Funny how bullies never think about reputations until it's their own on the line. What's the one single joke that demolished your friendship? My best
okay, you're good to go.
What's the moment you realize someone was pretending to dislike you for your own benefit? Growing up, my older brother was relentless. Every day after school, he'd drag me to our backyard and force me to practice blocking punches, escaping holds, and even basic wrestling moves. "You're too soft," he'd say, not letting me inside until I could break free from his grip at least once. I hated those sessions. While other kids played video games with their siblings, mine was throwing me onto grass, teaching me how to fall properly. My parents thought it was just brothers bonding, but I felt targeted and resented him for years. The first day of high school changed everything. I was getting books from my locker when 3 seniors surrounded me in the empty hallway. "Freshman tax day," one smirked, shoving me against the metal door. Without thinking, my body reacted with the exact escape move my brother had drilled into me hundreds of times. When the biggest guy lunged, I sidestepped and used his momentum against him. Another one of my brother's lessons. They weren't expecting resistance and quickly backed off, muttering that I wasn't worth the trouble. That night, I told my brother what happened. Instead of celebrating, His face darkened. Some guys did that to me freshman year, he said quietly. Except I didn't know how to fight back then. He showed me a small scar on his chin I'd never noticed before. What's the moment you realize someone was pretending to dislike you for your own benefit? Growing up, my older...
What's the most desperate way someone has tried to get out of trouble? I have one simple rule for my son. Be in bed before midnight. It's not hard. It's not unreasonable. But for some reason, he acts like I'm forcing him into a medieval dungeon. He doesn't just fight it. He wages war every night. He tries to negotiate his bedtime like he's in a hostage situation. 5 more minutes, but I'm not even tired. But one night, I was heading to sleep when I heard suspicious noises coming from his room. I checked the clock. 3 a.m. I sighed, walked over, opened the door, and there he was. Playing games like his bedtime didn't even exist. I didn't say a word. I just cleared my throat. His entire soul left his body. He turned so fast, I could literally see the panic setting in. I just pointed at his bed. He shut everything off and power walked to bed like he was in the military. The next morning, I confronted him, expecting him to apologize. Instead, he hit me with the worst defense I've ever heard. That never happened. I blinked. Excuse me? Dad, I think you were dreaming. I went to bed at 9 p.m. Oh, so now I'm the crazy one. He was so confident. I actually hesitated for a second. Did I dream it? Was I in a sleep-deprived hallucination? No. I vividly remembered the glow of his monitor. I sighed. Maybe he learned his lesson. I let it slide. He did not learn his lesson, because the very next night, at exactly 3 a.m., I heard the same noises. I opened the door, and there he was again. Same game, same setup, same idiot. But this time, he didn't even panic. He just slowly put down the controller, locked eyes with me, and then, with the absolute worst poker face I've ever seen, he said, "You're dreaming again." I grounded him on the spot. What's the most desperate way someone has tried to...
This room plays tricks on your brain
That was funny.
because it creates the illusion that one person is a giant while the other is the size of Hasbulla. This is called the Ames room illusion, and although the room may appear normal, it's not, as it plays with your perspective, and the walls inside are actually slanted, and the floor is sloping down, putting one person further away, giving the illusion of being
Well, it's almost 12. How many smiles do you think you'll get? That doesn't matter to me. Even if I get no smiles, I'll always smile for you. I got 1 million smiles! Babe? Babe? How many smiles did you get? But how? We've always gotten so many. Don't worry about it. I know that if we stick together, we can find a way to make you smile. No matter what, babe.
You like our NASCAR car that we made?
I don't see why it's such a big deal. You don't understand. Every time I do something nice for you, never smile. It's because I can. You know I am. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. Hey, are you okay? Hey, Sarah. Yeah,
Turn off my internet? Alright, no more gaming for you. My ex hasn't taken our breakup well since I ended it in December. He kept trying to guilt me into getting back together, ignored my boundaries, and openly said he didn't need to be nice to me anymore. I've been trying to ignore him and block him on social media, not engaging when he reached out. We had shared a rental house, and when he moved out, I started the process of changing the services in his name to mine. One of these services was the internet. Since I was a secondary account holder, I needed his permission to make changes. I asked him to fill out a simple form to transfer the account, but instead, he canceled the account without telling me. This left me without internet, forcing me to create a new account and restart the service. The router didn't work well with the new setup, leaving me without internet for a week. It was a huge hassle that could have been avoided if he just filled out the form. I didn't plan on doing anything more, but a few weeks later, I saw an opportunity. I opened my Steam account to play a game and saw a notification that my ex was playing a game on my account. He had used my account before to avoid buying games, and since he never made his own account, he was still using mine. So I changed my password and kicked him off while he was in the middle of a game. About 10 minutes later, he messaged me asking for my Steam password. I ignored him. The best part? He was out at sea for work with limited internet, so even if he created his own account, he wouldn't be able to download the games. Turn off my internet? Alright, no more gaming for you.
Alrighty, children, I'm not sure how we're still doing this, but I'm too broke to quit my job, so here goes. What's your name? Ligma?
Thomas!
What? I promised myself I wouldn't yell at a child today. Don't make me laugh. What's wrong with Ligma? Next. Hey, my name's Jim. Jim! That's nice. Really? Okay. Spelled G-Y-M. What were your parents thinking? My parents wanted to be able to say they had an at-home gym. That's actually why my name's Lambo. Don't yell at the children, John. It's not their fault. Do you want to know my name, sir? I don't know. Do I?
What happened?
Rhetorical question. Just do it. My mom named me Cigarette.
Yeah,
She
well,
tried to give
that's
me
what
up
happens, Luke.
several times.
You shouldn't be jumping. I ordered it.
I'm not sure
Sorry.
how we're still doing this,
Yeah,
but
you
I'm
should
too
jump
broke
off
to quit
stuff.
my job, so...
That's exactly what I can do to jump off stuff.
Okay guys, this video is almost over because they just started filming.
Next. Hey, my name's Jim. Jim!
You jumped off
That's
the
nice.
stuff.
Really? Okay,
That's-
spelled G-Y-M.
You jumped on the phone. That's it.
My parents wanted to
That's
be
how
able to
Tommy
say they had an
does.
at-home gym. That's actually why my name's
Tommy
Lambo.
gets, you know,
Don't yell at the children, John. It's not their fault. Do you want to know my name, sir? I don't know. Do I? Rhetorical question. Just do it.
We know.
My mom named me Cigarette. She tried to give me up several times. I'm gonna call CPS.
But they were working on
Alrighty,
last
children,
night.
I'm not sure how we're still doing this, but I'm too broke to quit my job.
Wrote
So
down, I
here
took a
goes.
picture
What's your name?
of the,
Ligma?
of the part.
911 dispatcher. What's the most heartwarming call that wasn't an emergency but still made your day? It was a slow night shift, mostly routine welfare checks and noise complaints. When I got a call from a little boy, he sounded about 5 or 6 years old, and the first thing he said was, "Hi, is this the police?" I braced myself. Sometimes kids call 911 as a prank or by accident, but something about his tone made me hold off on scolding him. "Yes, buddy, what's going on?" There was a long pause. Then he whispered, "I need help tying my shoe." I almost laughed, but he sounded so serious about it. Instead, I asked where his parents were. "Mom's sleeping. She works at night, and I gotta tie my shoe before I go to school tomorrow." My heart just about melted. I told him I'd be happy to teach him, but I needed to make sure he was safe. He assured me he was home, doors locked, everything fine. He just really wanted to learn to tie his shoes by himself. So I took a deep breath and gave him a step-by-step rundown. I could hear him grunting and struggling on the other end. After a few minutes of failed attempts, I said, "Okay, one more time, loop, swoop, and pull." Then silence. Then, out of nowhere, he yelled into the phone, "I did it! I did it! I tied my shoe!" I cheered for him like he had just won the Olympics. He thanked me, then politely said, "Okay, I gotta go now. Bye," and hung up before I could even respond. I sat there grinning at my headset, and my supervisor, who had been listening in, just shook his head and said, "That's probably the most important call you'll take all." 911 dispatchers, what's the most heartwarming call that wasn't an emergency but still made...
Which celebrity shares your birthday?
The sheets and then take the sheets off and try to get it off.
Click to see your result.
Okay, guys.
Mom, I just got home. Why are you yelling? What time did I ask you to be home by? 6 o'clock. Exactly. And what time is it now?
So then don't do it back and
So you're
forth.
late. You're
Just do
mad
it
because
back
I'm 1
towards
minute
you.
late?
No,
Simon,
not
when I tell you
forward.
to get back at 6, it's because I
Now
care
let's
about your
see if it's
safety.
worth
It was
just
1
going back.
minute.
Now
What
forward.
could happen in a
Forward.
minute? You could have
Okay,
been
now
robbed,
let go.
run over, mauled to death by a wild
If you
polar
want to go
bear.
further, you can pull it a little bit
Put yourself
further
in my
back.
shoes. If
Just
you're
don't
late,
backwards.
it's basically my responsibility as a mother to basically assume that you're dead. Mom, I don't need a curfew. I can take care of myself. But you're just a baby. I'm 23. I'm legally an adult. You know what? I'm getting your father. Honey. What do you want? Our son showed up 1 minute past curfew. Okay, so what's the problem? Oh, he's supposed to come back exactly when I tell him. He's 23. He can do whatever he wants. I'm surprised he came back at all. Bye. Get out! Mom, I'm home. Hey, Mom, I just got home. Why are you yelling? What time did I ask you to be home by?
Hey guys,
Exactly. And what time
this is all for today, and I'll see you guys later.
You're mad